Matt, can you give us the kind of the genesis of how all this came to be?
Yeah, for sure. So I kind of knew that I wanted to make something that was really meaningful to people like you guys, and that the internet was where you guys were watching things. And, so I just thought, like, let's make a show that I would have wanted to have seen when I was your age, basically. That's where it came from. Yeah.
And so can you tell me, did it start off as a Kickstarter campaign?
Yeah, it was originally it was a Kickstarter campaign, and we had shot as a group a bunch of mini episodes, like kind of a long while ago now.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah. So that was kind of the beginning of really finding funding and making it a show that was kind of longer form. But I thought maybe we could talk a little bit about how we all kind of came to be involved with the project. Jasmine, as a producer, tell us a little bit about it.
I was on a listserv for Women of Cinema from USC alumni, and USC, right on. And I think it was actually Chrissy who posted a thing for a web series producer, and I met with Matt. We had coffee. I told him that I didn't know anything about how to do anything on the internet, but I liked the idea and I liked the show, and here I am.
I auditioned and I thought it was a drama, and it wasn't a drama. But somehow I got casted anyways. So yeah, and it's been amazing ever since.
Where did you even hear about the audition?
My manager found it, and I read the listing, and it was to play a hot mess, and I was like, perfect. So yeah.
Let's see. I mean, I'm pretty much the same case. I had an audition from my agent, and it was basically it was a nerdy teenager, and I'm like, wait a minute, I am a nerdy teenager. This is great. And so you know, they seemed to like me, and I was fortunate enough to be involved with the project.
I'll take my personal Where did it come from? Well, Matt and I are married, so I have been part of Squaresville almost since the beginning. So even though we shot those mini-sodes about 2 years ago, he's been working on it for maybe 3 years, 4 years? It's at different stages. And so very early on, we started working on it, and I helped begin the casting process, which was sort of a long process, as Mary-Kate and Kylie can attest. And I guess I will throw it to them on that.
Well, my story of how I got involved is a little bit different. I actually have known Chrissy for about 10 years now. Like, we were in the same acting class when we were younger, and she works with an acting coach that I worked with for a long time. And one night in July, about 2 years ago, I was on Facebook, like you do, and I literally got a message from Chrissy at like 1 a.m. She's like, hey, Matt's doing a web series. I think you'd be perfect for it. You want to come out and audition for it tomorrow? I was like, okay, I have nothing else to do. I'll just show up. And so I did, and Matt apparently liked what I did and said, okay, keep coming back, keep coming back. And I actually read with like 4 or 5 different Zeldas at the process.
4 or 500.
Yep, 400 or 500, yes. We had that many people.
None of them were me.
Yeah. This one came on later in the process, and I'll let you tell her. Everybody.
I just first of all want to say I'm just looking at all your faces, and I can't believe that you're here. I'm kind of a softie, and I started to cry before it came out. It's just so awesome that you like our show. I just was on Actors Access and saw, Zelda, 16 girl, all these things that reminded me of myself and sounded like a story that I would want to tell. And so I submitted, and thankfully they chose my headshot, even though you're asking for a blonde, and I had a redhead headshot. And so I went in, I wore really short shorts to the audition, which was a bad choice, but they saw past that, thankfully, and came back for a callback, and then Matt got an email from Matt saying, hey, let's meet up for coffee, I'd love to talk about your audition, and I was like, must not have gotten that one, cool, he's gonna give me some tips to be better next time, so we did meet, and that was not the case, and I'm very, very glad and thankful.
So with the redhead theme, were you casting it before, or all of a sudden you had the redhead and then the redhead had an older sister?
Well, maybe Matt, you should answer that. as the wife and as an actress primarily, of course I'm always trying to find a place. I'm trying to nudge my husband. But I think we were open. We saw brunettes as well. Some of the people who, I think in our last casting session for Zelda, we had a brunette, a blonde, and a redhead. Maybe 2 blondes, but we had a mix. We had all hair types, and the best hair type won. So.